How are you? Dang it. I was thinking about a new sign-on phrase that I was going to use, and then as soon as you said hello, I forgot it.
Well, for
Okay,
to start off the
I
episode.
remembered. I remembered. Start again.
Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Hi, Bryan.
My man. That was my bright idea.
Hi, this is Jordan.
And I'm Bryan, and you're listening to The Quality Varies.
Your son was talking to me a couple minutes ago, and I asked him, and he didn't really have a good answer for me. So I'll just ask you directly. You're wearing a cowboy hat right now.
I sure am.
All right, moving on.
This is actually my wife's hat. I've been telling her that I'm going to buy her a cowboy hat just because I think she'd look really pretty in a cowboy hat. And so she came to visit me at my work, and they had this one there for $3, and so she bought it for herself.
Lovely.
Now I'm wearing it.
Does it look nice?
She hates when I wear it, but
Interesting.
I like it, so I wear it.
It certainly does push a look with your cowboy hat and your mustache.
Yeah, that's also a work thing. I hate it.
What do you mean?
Well, let's just jump right in. So I got a new job in St. George, and I don't think we officially addressed it.
Oh, we did it like we did most things where we mentioned it and then we forgot that we weren't meaning to. And
yeah.
What's your new work?
I work at Deseret Industries, DI.
Sounds super fancy.
It's really not. It's a thrift store.
Tech company?
No, it's a thrift store. It's a church-owned thrift store, and the church has some policies that were written in an era that I was not alive for. My dad was not alive during this era. My grandpas were not alive during this era.
Bryan, are you telling me that you have to have a mustache?
Yes, because the World War I era policy of the church.
You are not serious. You're telling me that you have to have a mustache.
No. I don't have to have a mustache. I can't have more than a mustache. I don't know if you can see on the video.
Gotcha.
I am actually rebelling.
Yeah.
I have a tiny bit of. Let me move.
Yeah, you got a shadow.
Moving my pop filter. Please leave that audio in. Can you hear this?
Yes, I can hear the rebellion.
Yeah, some great audio.
Yeah, some great
quality entertainment there, folks. I have a little bit of scruff, and that's against policy. So, yeah, I hate looking at my face with a mustache.
But you even more hate being clean shaven?
Yes.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I kept the mustache out of spite.
Out of spite to who?
To the whole policy system thing. Just, it's like drinking poison and expecting somebody else to die.
Exactly.
That whole thing. I'm fully aware of all that, but I do it anyway.
So what, are you just going to grow the mustache so long that it just goes past your chin or something?
No, it has to be well kept.
I mean, you can have a well-kept mustache.
Yeah. No, but like the policy says it can't extend out farther than the side of your mouth. So this right here is also out of code. It should only be this.
You putting your arms up and the software is getting all kind of.
Yeah. Oh, it's not a person anymore. It's a monster.
This is getting more and more ludicrous, but you could just use gel to make the mustache stick out.
Oh, that's not in the policy.
Exactly.
You know what?
Because nobody would do that when your great-grandparents were alive.
That's my kind of thinking. No, who was it? It was one of the prophets.
So Deseret Industries is a branch run by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
It's a whole chain of thrift stores all across the country. Maybe we might have one in like Mexico or Canada or something. I'm pretty sure it's mostly in the U.S. Yeah. So, what do you want to know about it? It's a thrift store.
I think I just heard the most interesting thing that you can't have more than a mustache. I was sitting here thinking like, oh, you could like get it braided and then have the things go like all the way down.
I would do that. I'd try that for a little bit till my wife
that would
murdered
look
me in
dope.
my sleep.
Yeah. Sorry, I make a lot of comments that not single people can't really consider, I guess.
Yeah, it's great. It's
Are you enjoying it? You've actually been doing it for a couple months.
yeah, I started in August. We're recording this in early December 21. So yeah, I've been there for 4 months ish. 3-4 months ish. Yeah. It's great. It's actually very similar to what I did with the clients at Desert Solace, but in a retail store format instead of a rehab format.
Yeah.
So
dissect that a little bit for the people that were exactly like me and didn't know how that could possibly be a thing.
Yeah. Okay. So my job title is a job coach trainer. And DI's whole thing, like our mission or whatever, is to take in people who are unemployable and make them employable. So in my department, I'm kind of like in any other retail store, I'd be like a department manager.
Yeah.
But I have a caseload instead of a department, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I have the department, but I also have a caseload of associates. And in my caseload, I've got associates with varying degrees of autism. I've got associates with hearing disabilities. I've got associates with dyslexia. All kinds of. I've got associates who are experiencing addiction. All kinds of things going on, and the work behaviors, we call them, that we train and we teach. Like they're all lacking in different areas. Some of them just because they've never had a job. Some of them because autism's real tough to function with, and some of them just like they can't give up their addiction to come to work on time. And so my job is to work with them, just kind of coach them and train them and show them by example what it's like to be an employable worker and to keep a job. So that doesn't really sound like what I did at Desert Solace, but
well, I mean, at Desert Solace, a lot of folk there was a bit more similarity as far as what the dysfunction was, or what the thing was that wasn't lining up with what we wanted.
Yeah.
But other than that, everybody's got stuff that's not in line with what they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just kind of being a part of that and facilitating, just getting them on the line that they're wanting to be on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's a great program because, so DI pays me, obviously, to train associates, and that's a bunch of their training. But we also have development counselors who all have, counseling degrees, and I work with them to provide a little more resources for the associates. We set them up with tutors and stuff. Most of my associates are trying to get their driver's license, and so we've set up a weekly meeting where they just all meet together with one of the missionaries, and they just study the driver's license test. And so they're all working on getting their driver's licenses, and that's
super cool.
Yeah, that's just something that DI does. We also help pay for college. They come work part-time at the store, and they get it's a real little scholarship from DI to go towards tuition or books or whatever. Yeah. And we're really connected. The store and the development counselors are really connected with a bunch of resources around town. Like the tech college, I don't know what it's called. We just call it Dixie Tech. They know us basically, and if we're sending over people, they kind of know what's going on. So that's really nice.
Well, and I imagine that takes some of the, when they can be welcoming, knowing kind of what's going on, that probably makes the, whatever feelings of maybe embarrassment or discomfort a little bit less for the participants.
Yeah. Yeah. And it helps because the school will know, the associates have to, like have passing grades basically from us to even be eligible for the scholarships and stuff. So
Yeah.
like they know, and the business partners know. There's business owners around town that we like send associates to when they're ready for jobs, and they love it because they just know that after they've been with us for a few months, like they're going to be really good workers.
Yeah. Well, and especially, you know,
yeah.
if they know your program.
Yeah. That's really cool.
They can kind of continue off of it.
Mm-hmm.
This is super random, and I think there's a lot of differences, but I had to learn the interesting lesson of, you know, my ego was definitely playing a part when I various jobs in management and other things, and then later in life I find myself working at a McDonald's. During that time, I realized how many businesses actually really like seeing people that have had experience at McDonald's, because they know, the employer knows what the training program is at McDonald's because it's so uniform.
Yeah.
And so they know mostly like how you like it, as long as you get a recommendation from your employer from McDonald's, they pretty much know what you did over there, and they know that you kind of, you know, for entry level jobs, they know that you got taken from this stage to this stage.
Yep.
So it makes them a lot more comfortable. I thought that was super interesting.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. We are facing a bit of a labor shortage, just like everybody else in the country.
Yep.
So that's a little tough. This store in St. George, just right around the corner from my house, is the number one DI store in the country, in the whole world. Yeah, in the world, for sales and donations.
Fun. And donations. Yeah. Doesn't that just please you?
It's kind of a chip on my shoulder because on Saturdays we open up the donation center early at 10 o'clock in the morning, and so from 10 to 5 we get enough donations to fill up our store for a whole week. Yeah. And then Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, all of the donations get boxed up and sent out to other DIs that can't fill up their own stores.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's fascinating.
Yeah.
So I've never been in a DI.
I don't know if there's one in Washington.
Yeah, Southeast Washington at the very least. We didn't have any over there.
Yeah.
I do have one. I'm in Idaho Falls now. We'll get to that later. I saw it just as I was driving by. I was told because of the labor shortage, I was driving by at 1 p.m. on a Tuesday and they were closed.
Yep.
So I was told that they're also dealing with a labor shortage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the intention of going by there because there's a couple things that I want that, you know, a thrift store can probably get me.
The chances are that it probably came from St. George,
which I think is fascinating.
Yeah.
Do you is it fulfilling for you? Is the work fulfilling?
It goes back and forth. So with the labor shortage, I am doing a lot more of the associates work because on top of developing the associates, I'm also responsible for the operations in my department.
Yeah.
And so I kind of have to do their work when they don't show up, or when I don't have enough people to do the work. I have to bring everything in from the donation center, price it all, put it all on the sales floor, because I mean there's just not enough people to do it all. So that part I don't love, but I do truly love working with the associates and seeing them meet their milestone goals and seeing them achieve their long-term vocational goals. That part is truly rewarding. Like all my guys, they were talking to me today, like, man, we're getting so excited. We're almost done studying for the driver's license test. And I was like, sweet, man, that's awesome. So like most of my guys can drive themselves to work now, and where like they haven't been able to. And so I've had to work around. I have to write their schedules and everything. And it's such a pain to juggle everybody's driving schedule because they have to rely on somebody else's schedule to get to work. And so it's just stuff like that. Like when they get their driver's license, or I just promoted a guy this week to like a skilled worker. That was exciting. I got to test him on how well he knew the department to see if he could run the department if I wasn't there. he did it, and I was like, sweet, man. So I made it I made this big deal out of it, and he's gonna be getting a raise, and yeah, like that was super exciting for me. I loved that.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Can I have to ask, what are they called if they have not gotten this achievement yet?
So there's associates, and then there's
Okay.
skilled associates,
Okay.
and then there's a part-time lead associate. He's not there yet. He's a skilled associate. And then there's a full-time lead.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's basically the 4 levels of associate.
I definitely understand what they're doing, but the child in me does find entertainment in there being like the name, the job title of skilled associate.
Yeah.
And there inherently being another job title that does not have that.
Yeah. Well, it's like, so the skill is like being able to price all of the merchandise that comes in.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the unskilled, quote unquote, unskilled workers.
Yeah. Hey, you said it, not me.
all they can do is basically like take the trash out and like put all the couches onto the sales floor, and that's like,
Gotcha.
that's what they do. So
Gotcha.
in other departments, there's other skills. My department is just like Stone Age simple, so it's hard to like get people to the skilled level.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
Well, it's exciting. I mean,
yeah.
I'm glad to hear that when your role is going as intended, which I guess is the story of a lot of people's lives, but you enjoy it. You enjoy it when your role is going as intended.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's been a great change. It's a little bit more predictable. My schedule is a little more predictable. I'm spending a lot more time with my family, which was the main motivator for me taking the job, is that I'd have more time at home, more reliable schedule, and so it's literally 3 minutes away from my house. It's super cool. It's awesome.
Yeah, I was just talking to, I stay in contact with various clients at the center. Mm-hmm. We were just talking about your relatively new work today. They were asking kind of why this may have come about. I was like, well, I'm going to imagine it was the schedule.
Yeah.
And so that he didn't randomly have to be there in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Or be doing 10-hour shifts.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm happy for you. Growing family, I imagine that is a very valuable commodity to have a consistent schedule and a very close proximity.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. It's been a real blessing, and since it's church owned, like it's normal and expected for me to bring like a gospel message to work every day. Like every morning I have a meeting that I run with my associates, and we go over the work behaviors, and I share a spiritual message every day. So we close it with a prayer and everything. And so that's been really good, because one thing that I've been personally working on is my spirituality. And so it's really nice to get that at work.
Yeah. And I know, people can be on all different pages on spirituality, but if everybody, whatever the basis is, everybody there is on the same basis. And so you get to go, and everybody can have that expectation.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just part of the job here.
Again, I'm of the same faith, and part of the, members will give talks at in church.
Yeah.
And members will also be the ones that are teaching the lessons, the gospel lessons.
Yeah.
And I know for me, those are sometimes the only times, but either way, some of the best times that I've been able to do the own personal study that I probably needed to do anyways.
Right.
But I just needed that push.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Needed that reason. So.
Yeah. I totally agree. And it's been, like I said, it's been great, because it's kind of one of my responsibilities to bring that and to do that. I love it. Nice. I love that. I really love that part of it, that morning devotional that I get to do. So
that's exciting.
Yes.
I'm glad we finally got to flesh that out.
Yeah.
You've been doing it for quite a while. We've just been ignoring it.
Dancing around.
Yeah. You get to come back to St. George. St. George is where you grew up.
Yeah.
And so I imagine it's nice being back there. Your family's there.
Yeah, my parents are here. That's been really good to get back in touch with my parents and siblings, and they say once you get the red dirt in your socks, you'll never truly get away. You'll always come back.
Yeah, I'm quite annoyed that I still think about St. George as much as I do. I would prefer not to. It's too hot.
It's great now. This time of year is great.
Yeah, I will say though that I'm already not as much into the cold as I used to be. I woke up today and it wasn't even snowing, but it was probably 20 degrees outside and it was super foggy.
Jeez.
And I opened the door for like a second, and then I went and got the biggest coat that I had in my house. Well, no, I went and tried to, like, everybody has like their favorite coat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't find it.
Oh,
and I wasn't about to downgrade to a thinner one, so I had to upgrade to a thicker one.
Yeah.
And then I went looking for it snows a ton here. So, well, we can hop into it. So yeah. I also moved. Mm-hmm. I moved, as opposed to St. George where it's much warmer, I moved to Idaho Falls in Idaho, where it is very cold, very chilly. Get multiples of feet of snow.
Ugh.
Many times in the winter.
Gross.
Yeah, and it snowed once, I think in October. Mm-hmm. And then it went away that same day. Mm-hmm. And it hasn't snowed yet since then, and everybody's really freaked out. Like, everybody's kind of weirded out.
Oh man.
Yeah. All the trucks already have like the plow things on the front of them. And so anyway, so this morning I grabbed the coat, and then when I moved here, I'm like, okay, I'll tell you what, like, I like the cold, but I don't like being cold when I don't want to be cold. And so,
of course, I
don't know if that makes sense, but like, being cold is awesome. Yeah. And so I went and bought these. I have a savings account that I came over here for a reason, and I had money for that thing. I saved all this money and I came over, and for some reason I thought that a good several $100s of the savings account needed to go towards European set of like very nice gloves. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not returning them. But yeah, I spent a lot of money on these gloves. So I go and put these gloves on, and I'm out here in 20 degrees, and people are legitimately like walking out of their apartments as well in short sleeves and shorts. Mm-hmm. And I'm out here looking like an Eskimo trying to like, the sun is hitting my car now, so there's not even ice on the car. Mm-hmm. But I just have my big old ice thing, and I have the pole extended all the way out, so I don't have to touch the ice. And I'm just like scrubbing the slush off my car.
Oh man.
And I'm like, and then people are coming at like, "Are you from Idaho?" I'm like, "Yes, I am definitely." Of
course, do I look
here.
like I'm from Idaho?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to get this frost from my windshield onto your flip flops, buddy.
Yeah, and it hasn't snowed yet. I'm super happy about it. It's supposed to start snowing next week. Mm-hmm. I was doing real estate in Washington State on the west side, not Washington DC. And I came a few hundred miles east to do real estate in Idaho Falls, Idaho, and the surrounding area. Over the last couple of weeks, it has been much more the surrounding area, not Idaho Falls, which I feel sad about. It's been a lot of 2-hour drives.
Oh, dang.
But
that's rough.
Yeah. People like to live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
I especially get that from Idahoans.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like, yo, look at this like super small, cute, like 2-bed, 1-bath in the middle of town, like 10 minutes away from here. Mm-hmm. And the guy's like, okay, all right, hear me out. I want a 2-bed, 1-bath, but I want it 3 hours southeast.
Yeah.
Like, and I want it like the pavement ends, the gravel ends, and then the dirt ends.
If I can see my neighbors, they're too close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just need to stop your car a mile short of the property, and you need to walk up the hill.
Yeah. That you're slowly describing my dream house, actually.
I went to a property the other day. Mm-hmm. It literally has a warning that the property can only be accessible by snow vehicles in the wintertime.
Wow.
As in like snowmobiles
Yeah.
or similar things.
So you got to go park your car on the road and then ride your snowmobile into your house. Wow.
Not gonna lie, that'd be cool. Like twice.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'd feel about it like the whole winter, but
I'd be down for it.
just like there's like a communal parking in like the small nearby town, and then there's just like a set of 20 snowmobiles.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Oh,
Can
I mean,
you
if the setup
imagine?
was like that, that'd be pretty cool.
0 solicitors ever in the winter.
I mean,
It would be a ghost town.
I would almost just solicit there just to say that I did.
Well, you're a special person, aren't you?
If there wasn't a fair chance of getting shot and nobody ever finding out, I would be entertained by just taking that snowmobile up to that property just to do it, because they'd be so weirded out by it.
Yeah.
But they would just dump me in 10 feet of snow and nobody would ever find me.
Well, your body would be refrigerated by the snow until the thaw.
Yeah. Then I would just be out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Then you'd be all dry.
So, so I came over here. It's been going great. I now live alone for the first time.
Wow. How is that?
Super pumped. Super happy with it. It feels nice. I almost feel like childish for enjoying it so much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being able to set up, I like to cook, and so having the kitchen to myself, super nice. The last place I was at, love my previous roommates.
Yeah.
We're like family now.
Yeah,
we still chat on a regular basis. We played the Game of Thrones board game for 3 hours
Nice.
online last week.
Uh-huh.
Some of the best roommates ever. But
Sweet.
3 roommates in one bathroom is not fun.
Yeah, that's
all
a
the
lot.
time.
Yeah.
So just having my own bathroom, super nice.
Mm-hmm.
So just small things like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I get to have my own aesthetic, and that's all fun and stuff. But really, just the utility of like I have my space and I have access to the things that I want whenever I want. So
Yeah.
I just enjoy it.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I negotiated. I have an apartment. It's not a house, but I have. It's kind of a single level fourplex.
Okay. Yeah.
And the way that I worked it out, I have a one of the walls is not is not connected, and that's
nice.
the side that the office is on.
Sweet.
There was a lot of. That was probably the most salesy I've been so far before I even was licensed as a realtor in Idaho. Was I had already gotten my application accepted for one of these middle units that had both walls adjoining.
Yeah.
And then I saw them as soon as 2 days after I signed the agreement, they released this end unit. So I called the property management company. I was like, gal answers, and I've talked to her 5 times already by now. And I was like, Tina, how you doing?
Hey.
Hey. And she's like, Jordan, what do you want? I was like,
She knows you already.
I had I don't know what it is. Like, there's something, because I've been experiencing it several times, but I look younger, and I'm getting some of these things that I don't know. I've been having experiences lately of people are surprised of the things that I'm getting because of my age,
Yeah.
or the things that I'm doing. It's not as common to be like, this is not the common age to be starting in real estate
Right.
as well. So just stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was already off-putting for them, and I could tell. Like, I was just getting this apartment. I was doing it sight unseen. I was like paying the rent. Like, I was starting.
Yeah.
They were just super weirded out by it, and so I started calling, and she just knew me by the. So anyway, so I call. Like, what do you want, Jordan? And I call like every 3 days with just like a new list of questions.
Yeah.
That she doesn't know how to answer because it's a property management company. They're not the sellers of the property.
Yeah.
So she doesn't know when the garbage gets taken out every week.
Man, I would hate talking to you.
So I'm like, I saw there was an N unit, and she's like, good God, Jordan, I spent 3 hours doing your paperwork today. I was like, Tina, it's gonna be great. I think it would be just fantastic.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I'm not going to disclose anything more because I don't want her to get in trouble. But she did this, but she did it with full solicitation of a review on Google.
Fine.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not a bad
And
trade, though.
No. And like, she was joking about it at first, and then as the call went on, she was like more and more serious. She's like, Jordan, like, I'm not kidding. Like, in 72 hours, I need a 5-star review with comments on Google.
Yeah.
And I was like, Tina,
You're done.
you freaking got it.
You freaking.
I felt super
it.
bad.
Wow.
Yeah, it took me a lot longer than 3 days to get that review on there. I kept forgetting, but
Wow.
she's probably looked on Google and she probably hates me now.
Uh-huh.
My water's probably gonna shut off randomly
Tina?
one day, but
Oh, she'd be well within her rights.
yeah. So I got the end unit, and having the office at the end, I can be loud. We play D&D. I can be loud when we play D&D.
Yeah.
We do these recordings. I play video games. Mm-hmm. It's a good time. I like being respectful to my neighbors, and so I didn't have any desire to be like loud.
Right.
With my office space, if I was right next to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I live by myself. It's fantastic. Had to stop. I have this continual battle of things that I would like to get for the apartment, and then remembering that I haven't yet made any money yet in this state.
That's a bummer.
And I can't keep spending money in the state of Idaho with just the savings that I acquired in Washington. Because eventually the scales are going to tip in the way that doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
But I want to show you something. I'm sending you a link.
Oh boy.
So this is going to be the apex of the apartment, and it is also the apex, I'm more and more realizing, of being a bachelor.
Good, great. Yeah.
Do you want to describe what you're seeing right now?
Well, the name says it all. Hampton, I'm assuming that's a style. 7'3".
No, 7 foot 3 and 1.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. 7 foot 3 and 1. Pool, dining, table tennis table. The bench holds the pool cues. Nice feature. And then the top comes off.
Yeah.
And then the billiards table is just underneath. Yeah, so like the top is just like a piece of plywood, basically, what it looks like. So you got your pool table underneath that. Oh, it comes with the balls and the cues and everything. And then the tabletop, like the dining tabletop, flips upside down. You got your table tennis table. I feel like I'm saying table a lot. Yeah, man, that's good night. That bench holds everything. That's pretty cool. And then just functional as heck, because now the models are just sitting there discussing something. It's a really awkward picture.
Yep.
But
yeah, it's weird. But yeah. It is the
bachelor
perfect
life at its pinnacle. Yeah.
It is integral.
Integral. It is integral to your apartment.
And I am so excited.
That's
I have blue tape. I have blue painter's tape just on the floor with the dimensions of the table.
Wow. Of course you do. Of course you do.
I had to make sure everything. I had it for my kitchen island, for my pantry off to the side. I had to make sure everything fit. It's looking less and less weird as more of the furniture is coming in and there's less blue tape on the ground. Because right now it just looks like a weird murder scene of furniture.
Yeah, less chalk outlines of furniture that you've murdered.
Yeah. Super excited. So let me explain. Not that you're expecting any good explanation from this, but
yeah, there's only downhill from here, Jordan.
Okay. So first of all, I would like a pool table. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna get that out there. I'm not gonna act like that's not a feature.
Just gotta get that out there. Let's just get out in front of this one.
Yeah. The fact that it's a ping pong table, bonus, obviously.
Great.
And obviously, my 800 square foot apartment, unless I'm just full sending it, I can't exactly have a pool table and a dining table separate from each other in that space.
Nah, probably not.
So it all being together makes it fantastic. Yeah. I love to host. I love the idea of hosting. I haven't been able to do so quite
yet. Good save. I love the idea. I always think that's a funny joke.
Yeah. So having a nice dining table that can seat a lot of people and just have a lot of seating in general for the common space. Yeah. But then also having a freaking pool table in the middle of the room.
A freaking pool table.
I need a table to eventually play D&D here. And if I'm going to have a table, I would love to have a nice table.
Yeah, of course.
A third, or fourth, or fifth.
We're down the list here.
I legitimately really enjoy, just like in the morning or wherever, like going out to my dining table and just like away from my computer or everything, and just having all that space to lay everything out and just like do some work at my dining table.
Yeah.
So that was actually like, even if I don't do like this like weird hybrid, I do like want like a nice long pool table that has all this space that I can kind of do that at.
Yeah.
So just think about it. What perfect mixture of wanting to host,
Are
wanting
you
to play
trying to
D&D,
sell me this table now?
wanting to work at this table, and enjoying a good game of pool. What better situation than a hybrid pool, ping pong, and dining table?
I have a few notes.
You have notes?
For
It's
your
only
sales
been 3
pitch.
minutes.
I have notes on your sales pitch. Just, you keep saying pool, which is great. You can say pool table, but when you're referring to the game, call it billiards. It'll be much more powerful in your sales pitch. Try it again.
Okay,
Run it
first
from the
of all,
top. Run it from the top. Go.
I'm not gonna act like the thing that I'm gonna be playing is at a high enough caliber to even call it by its official name.
I know somebody that you also know that can teach you billiards.
I went before I left Washington. I was a designated driver for a party that people were having that they were bar hopping. Mm-hmm. I played pool with a guy that had like 15 beers there, and he couldn't even, if he wasn't leaning on the pool table, he did fall down multiple times. And that guy beat me.
Did you? Oh, dang it. Well, you just need some lessons, man.
He didn't even hit the ball every time at the front of the pool cue.
So sad.
He hit it with the side accidentally a couple times.
Oh, that's so sad. Anyway, I know a person that you also know that you can get pool lessons from, because he gave me a couple, and I improved. Ask him. You can ask him. I improved a little bit.
I don't know if I want.
I beat him a couple times.
This person.
It was, yeah, they were kind of rough lessons. I'll be honest, but
I'm leaving that in the recording.
He knows.
Did you guys have a pool table at the new center?
No, just at the rec center.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I was like, I was gonna be super jealous if, on top of all the other things that was better about that new place, if you guys also had a billiards table.
No, just at the old rec center.
So I moved.
Starting a business. That's huge. I want to talk about that a little bit. That's awesome.
First of all, I just have to acknowledge that I knew logically that real estate is a lot of paperwork, but I did not internalize that. And I swear I have done so, like, not even a part of transactions, just like to set up the team and set up all the things I need to join.
Yeah.
On all the different. Oh my goodness, I don't understand how there could be. So that we're coming off of this is an interesting day to record because we're coming off of there was a minor emergency.
Oh no.
That was completely my fault yesterday. Because I don't know, I've never had to be the admin of a Google Workspace account.
Oh, okay.
for business emails with like work domains and everything.
Yeah.
Have never done this before, but I am the techie person in the family. And so I'm like, this is fine. And they kept sending me this email like, hey, your payments profile is messed up. I'm like, oh, they just want a new card. So a couple days ago, I like tried to put a new card in and it wouldn't take it. I was like, oh, I'll try again in a couple days.
Yeah.
So obviously the day before the deadline, I'm like, oh, I'll just try to put the new card in. 3 hours later,
oh, no.
I came to the conclusion. I'm like, okay, obviously it is not this simple. And
it took you 3 hours to figure that out?
There was so much minutia and like I didn't understand. Like it wasn't the card. It was that like something was suspended on the account because they couldn't verify. So I had to fill out all this documentation, and it was going to take time. But the problem was that if I didn't have this payment thing figured out within 24 hours, all the emails were going to get deactivated.
Oh, jeez.
And we had just set up the entire business on these emails.
Oh, man.
And I mean, if I was thinking about this morning, I was like, depending on the job, this wouldn't have been a big deal. For example, let's say I was like a writer, an author.
Yeah.
I could probably care less if my email stopped working for a couple days.
Right.
The problem is that real estate is pretty much 85% run through email.
Yeah. Oh boy.
And everything is on such a time crunch because you got, once you go under contract, literally everything is everything is on a time. You get under contract, and then you can do this in this many days, and then this in this many days, and these people have to have this paperwork. And so not being able to get to your email for 2 days,
wow,
minor problem. Yeah. So I did not get a ton of sleep last night while I was figuring that out. I did figure it out. I feel like an adult now, and I don't really enjoy that.
It sucks, don't it?
But yeah, so lots of paperwork. But yeah, so I came over. We started a real estate team here in Idaho Falls to do work kind of here in the surrounding area. What you said you had questions about it? What did you have on it?
I just wanted to talk about what's it like to start a business. That's in recent months that idea has started to sink into me a little bit, and I'm just curious what it's like and what you do, and we don't have to get into it too much. We're already almost at an hour recording.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, quickly and then we'll wrap it up.
Yep. Another quick 30-minute recording, Jordan. We got this in and out.
Every time I feel more confident that I'm going to hold to this time that I say, and every time it falls through.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one thing I'll say that I only recently learned is that I'm an organized and disciplined person compared to many people.
Yes.
But the level that I was at did not cut it.
Wow.
And I showed up. The nature of this specific job is nothing happens until you get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
And so it's not like you start the business and then things just happen and then you're just like going with the flow.
Uh-huh.
Like you have to make the moves and then things start coming in and then you just have to keep that momentum going.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's kind of a cycle. So it was really easy for me to feel like, oh, I just have this time on my hands. And then there was a couple days where I was waiting on legal stuff and I couldn't legally do some things in the industry without having those signatures back and all that.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I have all this time on my hands, like I do this. And once the momentum stops and that inertia is no longer there, it's much harder to ramp back up. Mm-hmm. It's easier when I'm going at a fast pace. And I don't know if you can relate to this at all. If I'm going at a fast pace for like all these days and I'm doing this thing and my schedule's full and I'm just like boom, 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 it's really easy for me to keep that going. Mm-hmm. But when I'm slow and I'm just like playing video games and like sleeping and just like sleeping in during the day, eating all these crappy foods, like it's also easy to keep doing that.
Yeah.
So that was one lesson I had to learn, and just I was a self-motivated person, but again, I had to take that to a new level.
Yeah. When
it was literally like, oh, there are no expectations. Mm-hmm. The other people in the team, which is my family members, have expectations, but beyond that, like every agent is kind of their own their own business.
Yeah.
And so there's like, if I want to do something, I get to place my own importance on it because nobody else cares if I make money.
Yeah. Wow.
So that was super interesting. I got to just the other day, like do like a full reset of like, okay, in bed by 10, awake by 5:30, and like here are the things like I need to set out every day. Like these are the things I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. I need accountability partners. I need to tell other people that I'm going to do them. Mm-hmm. And because anything short of that was just not working out for me. Right. So things are still getting, it's going to be some time as we get everything set up. There's still some stuff that I can't fully disclose, but other, organizational things are still happening, and they're going to be happening over the next couple of months. Mm-hmm. But I'm super excited. And the thing that I am really going for, because the real estate is a fun thing, and there's going to be media type stuff that I'll be doing with that as well. Yeah. Kind of in the back burner. Mm-hmm. That'll be in the future. But the goal is like, that just gives me money. And then with money, I would like to do other things like, I really look forward to raising the production value of this and other things that I'm doing. I'm
like
not going to tell any clients. Good, I'm glad. I'm not going to tell any clients this, but I certainly enjoy that I'm going to be able to take this real estate money and put it into Dungeons and Dragons. And
because you need to put more money in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, obviously. I need to buy twice of every book. Yeah. People are going to ask me, like, what are you going to do with this? What are you going to do with this commission check? I'm like, well,
I'm going to buy a book twice.
Yeah. These new caves came out for this imaginary game that I play.
Yeah.
And I'm super pumped to get them.
I'm super pumped for you to get them too.
Having the funds to kind of fulfill the creative projects that I have, because the creative projects in my head are, I think, forever just going to exceed my capabilities. And so if I can get that going a little more, then that'll be nice. Yeah, so a lot of stuff is happening in the background, and this year is going to be an extremely interesting year.
Yeah, well,
last year was also an extremely interesting year.
Yeah, it sure was. Well, I'm happy for you, man. I'm really excited for you. Like I said, business has kind of been tickling parts of my brain that I'm nowhere near ready to start a business or even know what I would do, but I've just found it more and more interesting, the idea of starting a business, and so I'm really excited to watch or to hear about your thing grow, and maybe someday I'll pick your brain a little more in depth. But right now, I'm just happy for you and excited.
Good. Well, I enjoy it, and I look forward to the day that I'm new to the game, but you know me, I love being a resource.
Yes, you do.
And I look forward to the day that I might have some insight that people find valuable. So that day is certainly not today, though. Do not ask me about anything business related. And if I do say anything, taking Bryan's line, don't believe anything I say.
Don't believe anything you say. Got it.